the stream. But it's going to be truly quite brilliant. Madtomski has been really impressive, kind of a 2K player in Gdubrocks. Gdubrocks has been looking really, really good as a team. They're really, really strong. And they're up against Char and CHOI. CHOI has the second highest peak, and they have a very similar play style to Sito and Big Chief, in that they have a sort of the higher rated player that sort of dominates and lets the lower rated player just sort of do whatever they want and then come and join into the game later. So this has been a very, very successful strategy so far for both Team Sito and for CHOI. So I think that this is one of the best teams to counter that strategy and that style of play. So I hope you are all ready to watch along with me and our favourite Discord host some game. So you've seen all of the games as well, right? Pretty much all of them. You're always in the chat. You're always there watching. Is there a set that has been like your favourite so far that you can think of?
Well, to be honest, there are so many, and I really enjoy watching my dear friend Big Chief. I think because I like the combination between him and Sito, of course, and but yeah, I think all matches have been really entertaining. Even those matches where the match ended in 2-0, I was just enjoying because I think the level is pretty even. So yeah, I'm just enjoying the tournament. And so Flaming Camels are currently in the 7th place in the rank,
Right.
and the CHOI, they are just they are 6th. So
These guys are neck and neck in score. That's interesting.
Yes, yeah.
CHOI have won every single one of their matches so far, but they did drop a game against another team. I forget which one it is. So
they lost against Louisiana. Yeah, so they lost against Sito, of course.
That will drop them down.
Of course.
I'd forgotten that one. Right, well,
I'm still waiting for the team who will be able to beat Sito and Big Chief. At least for one set.
I think we'll all be waiting for that for quite some time. They're looking really, really strong. And shall we be looking really, really at this set? I'm ready to go. If you're ready to go, I'm paused at 5 seconds. And if you want to give us the countdown, as this is your first stream with me, you can be inaugural countdown.
Right, so yeah, I'm ready when you want.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
Fantastic. Well, welcome everybody to the north. In the yellow, we have CHOI playing as the Lithuanians. Their teammate in the east, in the green, is Char, our lower rated player. I believe 800 at the point of sign-ups, so definitely down there playing as the Spanish. Then we have Gdubrocks, Gdubrocks in the orange playing as the Sicilians. Interesting pick. And then to the north, we have as the Goths, Madtomski. Fascinating Civ picks. What are your feelings on the Civ picks of all of these players?
I think the only civilization I know personally is Goth, which I've been playing quite a lot. I have no idea about Lithuanians, neither Sicilians. So I played a couple of times Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah, I love Goth when you can like spam Huskers. Huskers.
Yeah.
The unique units. I love that.
Wow,
so yeah, let's see what happens.
It's an interesting.
I think that it could work well with Sicilia.
Have you seen Aftermath before as a map? This map featured quite heavily in the Crap Map Cup 2. which Paradox hosted,
Right.
which is I believe has just finished. And it is a collection of all of the worst maps, the lowest rated maps in Age of Empires that everybody truly, truly hates. And honestly,
Oh, really? Oh.
Aftermath fully deserves its place in there. The interesting part of Aftermath is that the trade workshops give a trickle of resources. So if you control the trade workshop, that can be a really massive boost in the early game. And we can see that Madtomski has managed to win out and get both of the trade workshops. Immediately going for a militia, which you can do as Goths. We can see CHOI has using his own benefit of having extra resources as the Lithuanians, has sent 3 militia out to really try and lock this down. It's tough to do against a scout because the scout can just run around, and like how are the militia supposed to catch the scout? The longer he holds on to this trade workshop, the better. Over to the other side, though, Gdubrocks managed to win the fight against Char's scout, and Char's scout went down and was forced away. And this has meant that Gdubrocks has killed the scout and has been able to run around and steal all of Char's sheep. So a huge bonus for Gdubrocks in the early game. And he plays really well for a lower rated player. That's Aftermath.
Madtomski was housed.
Oh, Madtomski got housed for a little bit.
Got housed, yeah.
I'm not surprised with the production of militia that he's got going on there. Also getting the little engagement against the scouting militia. This has been going relatively well for Madtomski, who is clearly able to scrap with the best of them. Will be a little bit behind in military numbers, and they are behind in vills as well. But they have control of the trade workshops, and that means that they can afford to produce military. Certainly as the Goths, we can see that constant production of militia to really try and lock down. But the fight does look like it's going in CHOI's favour for the moment. The scout goes down and we lose the entire military. This is pretty big, actually. This means that CHOI now has control of 2 trade workshops, and Tomsky is on the way to feudal age. You can see how much of a benefit it is to have the trade workshops in the early game. Madtomski was able to make military and click up to feudal age before anybody else at 18 villagers. Really quite impressive. A little bit of idle time to do that as well. We're up at 50 seconds of TC idle time compared to like CHOI and Char, who quite impressively only kind of 16, 17 seconds of idle TC time. Like, that's fantastic from Char.
So Gdubrocks is sending militia to help Madtomski. I think they can get the trade workshop now.
It's pretty good, but unfortunately, even though they had all of their military together, and so had the mass, by Gdubrocks joining in, they clear it up, and again they're controlling. Every time they're massing up together, they're splitting out and just trying to deny comfortable control. Really, really nice. And again, we...
Oh no, the wolf just killed CHOI militia.
Yeah. Pain. Woo, woo, woo. So, the second part of this map that makes it really crap, other than the fact that you've got to sort of fight really early for the control of the trade workshops, is you see the walls around the bases. At the start of the game, there is a gate in between the walls, and that automatically gets deleted. Then, all the way around the base and where those gates are, so where all of that rubble is, you can't build there. So it is impossible to fully wall the base, right?
Oh, I see.
So
I did not know that.
It's super exposed, and because it's an aftermath sort of like styling on as if the base has been sacked by the Goths, in a sort of post-Roman collapse kind of map. There's no wood nearby, so we can see them having to move out quite far. Oh, Gdubrocks has thrown all of his militia into Choi's Hoy's TC. That's unfortunate.
Oh,
There's no
yeah,
wood
yeah.
nearby.
A
So
big mistake. A big mistake.
absolutely. So we can see that everybody's had to move their vills out quite far into pretty exposed positions to take wood.
Yeah.
I am a little concerned that things are getting a little out of hand with the amount of control that Madtomski's managed to pull off. Like, I'm worried that we'll be able to pull off some kind of fast castle. Castle actually looks like it's going to be quite achievable for Hoy. I think Hoy will have the fastest click-up time. Got nearly 600 food in the bank and over 300 gold. So market would not be unexpected, but instead we're going double archery range blacksmith. Really kind of worried about the Goths, I feel.
Yeah, yeah. That's gonna be scary.
So you say you play a fair bit of Goths yourself, then?
Yeah, so I'm still trying to to understand how this game works, but I've been playing Goths, Ethiopians, Mayans, and lately even which one I was using yesterday? Oh, like Persians. So, it's still a long way for me to learn this game.
Well, I think...
But yeah, let's see how it goes. I enjoy just playing chill and see what happens.
I think it is definitely a game that has a very, very high, well, a super high ceiling, and is very hard to learn competitively.
Madtomski got. Oh, he was trying to get the third trade workshop, but he failed.
What? I mean, they sort
He
of
has
have
two
it.
scouts.
Gdubrocks has managed to take the one, so their team is currently in control of 3 of the trade workshops. The archers will clear up these man-at-arms, but Castle Age is on the way. We're transitioning over to knights. Certainly for early castle, it's been such a smooth click up for Tomsky, with a little bit of market abuse to help it along the way. Comfortably on our way up first, and at the back of this will be huge. Again, Gdubrocks could actually just take this fight if he. It's only spears.
So why those archers managed to kill the militia? Well, it's not militia. What's the name of it? Infantry.
Yeah. How were the archers able to kill the man-at-arms?
Yeah. How? Yeah.
So infantry have. I mean, they receive bonus damage to the archers anyway. And archers outrange the man-at-arms have a faster movement speed, so they can never really chase them down.
Oh, I see.
And so with a little bit of micro, you can always beat the militia.
Okay.
GG comes in nice and early as soon as the Castle Age comes in. Wow.
No way. Why?
It's.
I think that was too early. What do you think?
Yes, potentially, but they're.
No, I don't understand. I mean, okay, because
their position is really bad. With the knights rolling out now from Tomsky, there's nothing that Hoy can do currently to back them up.
I see.
And because Hoy invested into feudal, I mean, he could have used the market to get up as well, but they just felt so far behind. With no control of any of those trade workshops, economically, they're really far behind. I think if we hop into the statistics and we look at some economy, that will show. Also, hi, Ire. Welcome.
Oh, hi, mate. Hello, Ray. Welcome back.
Look at how much extra res Tomsky has. Even though Tomsky had relatively was pretty low on vills, like 30 vills compared to the 35 of Hoy. Look at how much extra res is collected. Like, it's huge. An extra 600 food, an extra 600 wood. We had an extra 600 gold. Like that is so massive for Tomsky's economy. that was not because he had a better eco rolling. It's because he had control of those trade workshops, and because of how much that can spiral the game, is why it's in crap map comp. It's truly awful map. So that means that Flaming Camels take. I mean, I love it. It's a great map to watch because something happens immediately from the start of the game. Flaming Camels take game one in what should be a pretty competitive matchup. What with Hoy being, on paper, a far better player than Tomsky and Gdubrocks.
So, Donna, what would be the best strategy for this map?
Well, I think they did it.
Well, should the players just go to the trade workshop and keep it until Castle Age?
Yep, absolutely.
Or should they rush on the enemy base and attack them?
I think
rather than staying at the trade workshop.
I think the trade workshop is super important to hold down. Now, if you've got enough military in feudal age that you can hold the trade workshop and pressure your opponent, perfect. But holding those trade workshops, I think, is pretty massive on this map because of how much extra resources they give you. Which they did. Like, Gdubrocks and Tomsky played that really, really well. They were clearly super comfortable with it. The map gen was perfect for it because Tomsky was up against Hoy and Char was up against Gdubrocks. So we got to see a pretty even matchup. But Flaming Camels managed to get the better position and the far better engagements. I love that. I'm going to load up game 2.
Yeah, I'm ready. I am at the second 5. So, yeah, when you're ready, I will make it a countdown.
Nice. It's just loading up for me. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay, give us a countdown. I am ready.
Yeah, let's go.
Even if it's quality-wise is looking pretty shoddy. What are you at? Feels. Oh. Okay, well I'll stop messing with that. I'll stop breaking.
Yeah, no problem.
Go, give us a countdown.
Okay, give me a second. So, okay, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Fantastic. So we have game 2 in our set between CHOI and Flaming Camels. So we have Hoy here again in the yellow playing as the fantastic Teutons. Then down to the south we have Char, Hoy's teammate in Grime, playing as the Cumans. Another pretty good pick for Hideout. Then we have Byzantines for Gdubrocks in the orange. And then Madtomski playing as the Berbers in the purpley pinky colour. So, I really like the Cumans. These are random. This is random map selected civs, right? No, selected map random civs. Yes, that's the one.
Yes.
And also,
let me double check. But yeah.
What's up, Ailu? How you?
So game 2 is decided by the losing team of game 1, and civs are randomly selected by the Master Guru bot. Yes.
So this could be really rough for the humans and the Teutons. When it comes down to civs, because like Gdubrocks can probably play the Byzantines better than Char can play the Cumans. Cumans, doesn't really play standard, while
Mhm.
Byzantines can. If this is going to go late, I'm going to have to see some kind of walling from CHOI, and I'm not convinced that will happen. It is super wallable though, as a map. Madtomski pulling in boars, Hoi pulling in boars, Char pulling in boys. I mean, even 800, like lower rated players now do boar laws. Back when I first started playing, you were able to tell if somebody had been playing and watching Age of Empires like vaguely competitively, because luring a boar in with a villager was like almost skillful, right? like
Yeah, sure.
like somebody who was
But I think
under 800 would never be pulling in boars now. It's crazy how good lower rated players are today compared to when I was first playing.
yeah, but even compared to 2 years ago, I think there's been lots of tournaments around, and I know lots of people are teaching new players. So yeah,
For sure.
I think the game is becoming more popular, so there's more knowledge out there.
Definitely. The amount of kind of low ELO tournaments or tournaments that are specifically set up for people to learn has definitely increased.
Yeah,
I think that's a huge part of keeping the Age of Empires game going, especially now that we're getting an awful lot less support from Microsoft for our tournaments.
that's true. That's
You
true.
know, and with like
Yeah.
Red Bull stepping back and us not having the same amount of like big money anything going on that we had a year or two ago. And that, that's definitely an obvious shift. We are moving back to the way that the game was years and years ago,
Oh, I
but with a
see.
far bigger player
Okay.
base, and I think with a lot more dedicated communities to it, which I think is fantastic. I think it will be really, really good to see how the game grows
So,
with Microsoft
uh-huh.
starting to ignore us a little bit.
So who did the step down? Microsoft?
Well, it's just we were able to get some interest and some funding and some support from Microsoft when the game was a little fresh and there was still money being spent. But we're in a sort of like esports era collapse, even in bigger esports like League of Legends and Counter-Strike and Dota. Like they're all starting to struggle, organizations for like keeping the lights on effectively. So I think it impacts us a lot less than it does other games, but it's still definitely there. I think the that kind of struggle for esports is going to keep going for a while. And I don't think Microsoft isn't that interested in being hands-on with this game, because they never have been. Ever. like ever. It's not really their way. And I think that's, honestly, I think it's a good thing. Because
do you think? Okay.
The things that we make as a community always be more important to the community and to regular players than a big thing that Microsoft does. I don't care about a $10 million tournament. Right, it's great. I love to see the live lands. I love all of that. But I'd much rather watch some lower rated players get to compete in a tournament environment and have their games cast and maybe have some of that live than another high rated tournament. I love that part of the game. I love that element of the community. I love seeing our regular players, like people who are kind of 800 to 1600.
Like a big chief,
Exactly.
our friend, the big chief. Yeah, I'm surprised that you are very committed to casting this kind of games, and it's very noble. And yeah, I think it's great because you are helping a lot the community.
Well, it helps that I'm a really, really bad player myself. So, so
Yeah.
I understand the kind of the moves that are happening at this rating, right? Like I know what Char and Gdubrocks are doing. I completely get it. I'm like, I've tried some of this stuff and had the same struggles myself as a player. But I can't comment on what Madtomski and CHOI are doing because, like, they're so much better than I will ever be.
Sure.
Which is mad.
Speaking of CHOI and Madtomski, I just saw they deleted the palisades to push the deer, to lure the deers, and I never really thought about that, deleting the palisades and push the deer.
It's definitely something that I would not recommend that lower rated.
Yeah, but is it not risky?
It's definitely. I mean, the deleting the walls element of it isn't that risky, especially because certainly in the early game, you're very unlikely to receive a huge amount of pressure.
Right.
Oh God, Char, you've opened the gate.
Wow.
It's fine. It's fine. I love this. Castellated land for both Tomsky and CHOI, so our higher rated players going for that fast castle play, and we're going straight for blacksmith for Tomsky.
Which minute and seconds are you in?
I am 14 minutes and 50 seconds.
Okay, thanks.
Are we about the same still?
Yeah.
Nice. So, Gdubrocks gets into the base of Char, who I have to say has done a really nice job of rewalling. Like a really nice job. It didn't finish the walls, but it is only militia, so we can fight this off and finish the walls. It does mean that we will be forced off the berries, and we have lost our scout, and the Vil gets trapped, so that Vil will go down unless she manages to run away. But that's not the end of the world, because you've got to take into account that humans are on 2 TCs already. They should be getting that boom in. Problem is, what are lower rated players bad at doing? I'll tell you. Making villages. Having 2 TCs doesn't matter at all if you are not able to produce from them both constantly. If we look at Char, she's had 5.5 minutes of TC idle time, because that's how hard it is to produce from 2 TCs. She's down at 28 villages. Not Char, that's Madtomski. She's at 35 villages, even though she's been on a 2 TC eco for a while. It's rough. And has been forced off stone as well. That'll actually be pretty massive. This push is great, actually, from Gdubrocks. Man-at-Arms towers.
Yeah, must be very stressful for Cha.
Always
cope
effective.
With that.
We're on a 3 TC kind of boom for CHOI, who's just going to boom up, try and get to Imp. 4th TC on the way down as well. So this is just heavy boom, try and get to Imp, let Char die, and then just steamroll. I don't know how effective that will be, because it does not look like Tomsky is going for a boom. We're still on 1 TC. We're trying to get a castle up ASAP for Tomsky and collect relics. So I'm expecting some kind of siege pressure play. One of the risks on this map in particular is, like, if you get blocked off from your ally, there's no way to help them, right? You can't path through, you can't go round. So if this castle comes up on the hill in between Hoi and Char, Char will just die. There will be nowhere for Char to retreat to. And this pressure from Gdubrocks is absolutely fantastic. More towers coming up, more pressure, more nuisance. Market will come up. But yeah, this is tough. 46, 47 vills now. And over 7 minutes of TC idle time.
I wonder why Hoi is not helping her.
This is part of the strat of certainly of like Sito and Hoi, of just letting Gdubrocks and Char, basically just letting Char die slowly, and then making sure that he's in a strong enough position to carry the game afterwards. I don't think they've practiced a huge amount together. I think they just sort of rock up and play. Though, admittedly, Char plays with Sito every so often, so it's not like Char is inexperienced at playing with some of the big boys. Like, I think Char has plenty of access to lots of support for learning and developing. So I don't think that's necessarily a negative. And so far, the strat has worked pretty well against every other team other than Sito's, which I think that's fair. But here comes the castle. Pretty much exactly where I suggested would be most deadly. Coming up, blocking off the access to the second stone, and blocking off the access to help out Char. And this is the play that I thought would kill Sito and Big Chief. But they didn't knock it off properly, and Sito got up to imp first. If we look at who's getting to imp first here, it's Madtomski, who is going for a greedy fast imp. 38 vil imp. Absolutely crazy. So this is like fast treb, map control, couple of light calves to just try and get anything there, and then towers. Loads of towers to try and pressure Char. And that pressure has worked so far. Char only just on the way to Castle Age now. Not that Gdubrocks is on the way yet at all, but fucking should be. Has over 1,500 food. Gdubrocks could sling. Gdubrocks could just start slinging. Wild. I have to say, one thing that Char has been doing really, really well, and I'm very impressed by, is putting up the towers in useful positions. Even though we were forced off stone, I imagine we bought that stone to use these towers, which probably impacted our click-up time a little bit.
And we have the second castle going up for Madtomski.
Oh, it's perfect. Like, honestly, it's absolutely perfect. And do we even have the res for a castle of our own? No, not even close. And little raids are in there as well. So he'll see Imp. He'll be so hinging on the fact that Imp is going to come up first for him. And with Madtomski in Imp first, Trebs should be the first thing clicked. Yep, a couple of Camel Archers. Treb out the second TC, second castle as well. And this will start being real rough, real fast.
Wow. How did he manage to go Imperial and be able to attack Hoi?
Only the one TC. He's not invested into any villages, right? So there's 105 vills.
Oh, that's why.
And
wow.
Madtomski has got, this is
and it's
proper strat. Proper strat. We can see the power of one TC play.
Oh, one TC, right.
Yeah, one TC.
And the tribes are coming in now.
It's super vulnerable, right? Because if anybody was to raid Madtomski's base now, he has nothing. Like, look at how little of an eco he has at home. Every villager is super important to Madtomski.
Yeah, but I think they coordinated the attack because Gdubrocks is pressuring Chuck.
Exactly. There's nobody to attack.
Yeah.
Madtomski, and by having the 2 castles there, he guarantees that there's no units slinking past, and the pressure is fully on Hoi. And while Hoi has the position now, like, what can Hoi make? Hoi doesn't have the res to get a castle up of his own. Even if he got a castle up, he wouldn't be able to get Trebs out faster than the 2 castle Treb production. We have the Camel Archers, who will deal with any of the pikes that pop out. So we might be able to kill like 1 or 2, like a treble or 2, but we're never taking the castle down. We need bombard cannons, and they are on the way out, but bombard cannons are still vulnerable to the Camel Archers.
Hello, Piggy Platypus. Hi, man.
Piggy Platypus himself is an experienced, used to be low ELO tournament player. Piggy Platypus won
Wow, easy.
the Dark Age Cup, I believe, in... Was it Dark Age Cup or was it Dark Age Cup 2? Or was it... No, ABCD. It was one of the ABCD Cups. I can't remember if it was ABCD 1 or ABCD 2. Probably ABCD 2. Super Island.
How long time ago?
Oh, very long time ago. Very, very long. Back in COVID years. So this genuinely would be about 3 years ago, I think.
We have a castle from Gdubrocks. Oh my goodness, and they're trying to use the villagers. Oh my goodness.
The batter down strat is a thing, and the knights coming in to kill the mangonels is great. The knights actually kill the villagers, so we might actually be able to deny this castle, but there's been so many vills that have died to this. We're down at 33 villagers.
Crazy, just crazy. Second mangonel.
Oh god, oh the damage! Jesus Christ, no! Oh, Char.
Oi, oi, oi.
Oh no!
No, guys.
So painful. That's so painful.
And we have bombard cannons from Hoi trying to save his face, but it's getting really, really hard for him.
He's got up to a really good mass of those bombard cannons, but we can see how hard it is to deal with Camel Archers. They're really fast. They're super mobile. I like the hand cannon inclusion because of high damage. Skirm might have been better, but hand cannon at least does good damage to both camels and any scouts that come running in. But look at that, we're just trying to throw down more barracks. We're losing like buildings and production little bit by little bit. We're completely contained. Like there's nothing that Hoi could do to join into the game. And if this castle comes up, when this castle comes up, oh well, I'm saying when. There are no vills there. There's some more vills on the way over.
No.
But you know there is a knight chilling right there, ready to join in and stop any vills coming in. So you know it is denied for now. All of this, both of this pressure from both Gdubrocks and Tomsky is all off 1 TC. Fully invested in 1 TC.
Wow.
But like, look at it.
Wow.
Like, Char has only got 26 vills. Lost so many vills to trying to get rid of that castle.
Yeah, it's going up, I guess. Yeah.
And it's going to go up this time. That castle is going to happen. We had a little window where we could have walled it out and stopped it coming in. But now we've got camels. We've got the vills to finish off the castle. This castle will go up and will eventually force Char off gold. And I think they're probably not far off calling it. Honestly.
Oh, yo. Wow.
There it is. The GG comes in.
Wow.
What
Unbelievable.
A super dominant play. They genuinely really impressive.
Wow.
And I'm glad.
So basically, the highest players just lost.
Sort of. sort of. Tomski, again, we lucked out in position by having the higher rated and lower rated players next to each other, which is great. It's the best way it should be. But this strategy of Hoy's would have worked had Tomski not been all in invested in just the aggro. The amount of vills, like calling GG when you have 115 vills, right? He has more villagers than both Gdubrocks and Tomski combined.
Oh, wow.
Right? The potential for the eco is huge, but the timing of when that castle was up and when the imp timings were for Tomski meant that Hoy was completely hemmed in. And by having so much of a distraction that Char wasn't able to come in, like, imagine Char hits Castle Age and just sends out, like, starts massing some knights, right? Just a few knights to help and send over and throw into Tomski's base.
Yeah.
Tomski's so vulnerable. That's all it takes to.
Yeah, she could have killed him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but she was stuck. She was stuck by the towers. She had no chance to make an army, not at all.
Exactly. So it came.
I mean, they just played the best strategy ever.
This is preparation, right? So
yeah, this is teamwork.
They both said we're gonna go 1 TC. We're gonna go maximum aggression.
Yeah.
I'm up against Hoy. You're up against Char. We can dive in and do damage. So
yeah.
This is how Age of Empires is supposed to be played. Strategized.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Yeah.
Just good stuff all round. I noticed I'm a little bit quiet there. There we go. Hopefully a little less quiet now. Right. I will load up. Ooh, there it goes. Load up another one. I have another set that I would like to cast. Could you, while I am pulling it up, do you think you'd be able to update our title for our second?
Yeah, I will do that. Yeah, I will do that. Yeah.
That's all right. And for anybody in chat, how you doing? What's going on? How did you think that set went? If you watched all of it, how surprised were you by Madtomski and Gdubrocks beating Hoy and Char? I have to say, I'm not super surprised. I'm a bit of a lacquer fan for both Madtomski and Dobson. I've been really impressed with them both in this tournament, and I really like the way that they play together with their lower rated teammates. I like the team combos. I like everything that they're doing. I'm so impressed. I think they're taking to the spirit of what this tournament is about really, really nicely. So I'm gonna load up.
Yeah, the idea is to let higher players to help the lowest, and for the lowest to learn something which they can bring with them after the tournament is over. That's the spirit of this tournament.
And I'm hoping it works out like that. I really am, and I'm feeling a lot of teams are getting into that kind of spirit for it. And I think Dobson and Madtomski are definitely doing that. I think they're putting that prep in. But this next one, I haven't managed to see a huge amount of Nosombi, Violet, Anya, Portalis, and Salad. So that's what it is. Tuna.
Yeah.
They were like the last. I think they were the last people to play in the first round.
They played yesterday.
And pretty late in playing this time round. Though we're still waiting for two sets to be played as well.
Yeah. Yes, correct. Yeah.